What's up, it's Amp. This is a Susano Extreme run where I finished with pretty good DPS, so I wanted to watch the whole thing back and just kind of riff on it. I open with my off-tank opener. If you haven't seen that video yet, check that out. And you'll see that I switched over my thrill. I replaced it with a potion and then used thrill a little bit later in the opener right before upheaval. I got lucky and didn't get targeted with any mechanics. On a previous pool, I actually did get targeted with some mechanics, and I just kept fighting through them. I got the dice over my head, and I just said fuck it and kept fighting and took the damage because tank privilege. So even though Berserk is about halfway done with the cooldown, I still hit Infuriate. I feel like Infuriate should be used on cooldown. I just hesitate sometimes. I'm not totally sure. You'll see coming up that this Paladin uses Shirk. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but I've been in groups where the other tank must not have it equipped. And it's such a pain to have to switch, as a warrior especially, to have to switch over to tank stance and provoke and do a butcher's block combo. And please don't do that. Equip Shirk and use that for the. Don't even wait for them to provoke on tank swaps. Just use Shirk, and they won't even have to provoke. It's really, really great. Now right here, whenever it goes to the middle phase, I try to use Infuriate. You can see here I was kind of hesitating. I thought maybe I could build up a FFxiv or something, and I kind of messed up. And you'll see I FFxiv before I put up my eye buff, so that was a mistake. And then I wanted to upheaval, but you know, once you're pulling the orbs and your HP is so low, it's not worth it. You really have to time that upheaval with the heals. But I was able to keep my damage. What do I have? 2450, which is pretty good going into the sword phase. This is where you lose, you know, a lot of your DPS number just because you're standing around. I think I made it through there without using Infuriate, and if it's up, I'll use it right at the beginning of the sword phase, and I'll also use it as soon as I can afterwards. So you saw I just popped Infuriate, and I don't think that this Paladin uses Hollowed, and he doesn't. Here's the Buster, there's the Provoke, and he throws me a Shirk right there. And that's the beauty of Shirk, is especially for a warrior, you won't have to change your stance. Thanks to that Infuriate, I was able to line up a number of FFxivs right there and get my Infuriate reset. Now I kind of have hesitations about using Infuriate again. I want to use it on cooldown, basically, but sometimes I sort of, like, if there's Berserk has 15 seconds left, you know, and I'm not sure. So right there, you can see I sort of hesitated. Oh, don't line the cloud up. You know I'm praying for that. Now you can see I made it through this tank phase with just Rampart. So for this first Buster, I use Hollowed and throw out Shirk. Or I'm sorry, I use Home Gang. Now I'm pretty sure I got lucky and didn't get Lightning either, which Lightning is a pain because you have to run so far away and then maybe use some Beast Gauge on Onslaught to get back in time. You can see me kind of running around like, please don't target me, and I get lucky, it doesn't. This really was a lucky run. I may have not been targeted by any mechanics yet. Maybe not through the whole fight. I don't think it targeted me with anything. Now this next tank swap, he does the Magician's Shuffle, he does the AoE on the ground, and then it's a tank swap. Let's see if I provoke for this one. Here's the tank swap. Okay, there's a Voke and a FFxiv and Shirk, obviously. Now on this tank swap is whenever the stunned lightning happens, and you'll see I pop Vengeance right here. I stay in tank stance, in DPS stance, excuse me, and I pop Vengeance. This little part right here too, it's very easy when I was first learning this fight especially, to just become so distracted by the lightning and the running that I would like turn on tank stance and just forget about my combo. So for the next Buster, that leaves me with Rampart and Raw Intuition. And one thing I've found about Raw Intuition, this is something I really dislike about Warrior, is that you basically have to use awareness with it because you can't parry a critical hit. So if you use Raw Intuition but you get crit, then you didn't use anything basically. So that's really frustrating to as a warrior, that you really feel like you have to have awareness. But it's not awareness that's the problem. I wish that Raw Intuition would parry crits. That way it could stand on its own as a cooldown. So here's the tank buster. Awareness, Raw Intuition, Rampart. I throw out the Shirk. And let's see, do I get targeted by lightning? I'm looking at my Berserk and Infuriate, and I'm gonna wait. Inner Release is almost up, so I'm just making sure I have eye, trying to build as much beast gauge as I can while I hope to not be stunned. Okay, we get through the stun phase. I got 100 beast gauge. Here we go. Berserk, Inner Release, Potion, FFxiv City. I'm really trying to burn here now that it's the end of the fight. And once again, I got lucky without the dice. It wouldn't have mattered now anyway. Pretty much at this point, I was going to eat any mechanics that I got targeted with and continue to burn. Here's the tank buster. He hollowed. I expected it, so I didn't even vote. 2% HP. At this point, I give up on mechanics and I'm just trying to burn. I have lightning, but I don't even care. I'll just strike the whole party with it. And last second, crit FFxiv to push the final DPS number to 2560. So that was a pretty good run there. Hopefully watching the whole thing and riffing on it helped someone. Anyways, thanks for watching.